Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Once again, I am here with Okiki and Terry. And today we're going to be talking about colorism in the black community and how the world perceives black people. Yes, black people. I met a girl. I always start with a story, and this is actually true. So I met a girl a few months ago, and we got talking. I don't want to mention where she's from, but she actually asked me a question, and she said, if you saw a group of people, would you be able to identify them as this nationality, so and so nationality? And I said, oh yeah, of course. And she said, what features would you use to recognize them? And I said, they're actually dark-skinned and they're very skinny. And she actually took it out on me, and she was very mad at me. And she said, how dare you say they're dark-skinned? And I said, wait, you know what? Being dark-skinned is not a bad thing. It's okay to be dark-skinned, okay? And she told me, why would you actually identify us as dark-skinned? There are other countries in Africa that actually have dark-skinned people. So I see no reason why. I said, but you guys are actually dark-skinned, and it's very obvious that you guys are dark. But she got like, she actually did get very mad at me for saying she's dark-skinned, and that actually made me feel very worried, because I felt if such a young lady felt that way, then I think this world is probably like messed up. You know, like, why would you feel being dark-skinned is a bad thing? You know what I mean? Like, I see nothing wrong with it. And then she made another comment saying, hopefully she doesn't want to speak about. She made another comment saying, I only date light-skinned guys. And I said,
we don't deserve love.
And I said, why would you say that? And she was like, I'm only attracted to light-skinned guys. I said, okay. And she was like, the person must have some sort of white in them. And I said, you know what? The funny thing that people do not know about me, I identify myself as a black girl, as a Nigerian girl, but I'm not full black. My grandmother is mixed. My grandmother is from Scotland. Her dad is Scottish, and her mom is black. So if you take my blood work today, you would see that I'm not a full black person. You know what I mean? I was like, so why would you? I actually have the recessive, light-skinned gene. So what actually shows right now is my dominant dark-skinned gene. Imagine I met a guy, and he actually had some sort of like white blood in him, and we had a baby together. You know, we could actually give birth to a white child. You know, like a child that's like white, solely white, blue eyes, and all of that. So my point is, do not judge people based on how they look, because you really don't know what their genes are made of. You know what I mean? So now I'm going to talk about, why do people see dark skin as such a dirty thing? You know what I mean? Why do people always connote darkness with negativity? You know what I mean? Why do people always do that? So I'm here today with you guys.
You want to go first?
What do you think?
I don't mind. I mean, it all comes from 19s, back in slavery. Back then, where African black people were really considered as slave people, you know, so they were dragged by the white people in Africa and being distributed all over the world for work, slavery. And now being perceived as black people as slavery, and now we're trying to prove that point that we're actually not really slavery, we're good people, right? It's hard for people now, and it's becoming one of the biggest problems. And right now, I can say is we're good people, black people, people. I mean, we don't hurt. I mean, every person has their own, you know, they have their own negativity somehow, right? Of course, there are good black people, there are bad black people, there are good white people, there are bad white people.
Right.
But you can't really generalize that all black people are bad just based on one person, right?
True.
I mean, yeah, it's a hard topic. I mean, it is. What do you think?
Man, I feel like I'm gonna have so much to say. I wanna like
Condense it.
Yeah.
So okay. I actually wish we had like more like a light-skinned person or different kind of people on the show today, so I can get different perspective. But I think like I haven't, you know, as a Nigerian African man, that lived in England and now I'm living in Canada. I feel like I've lived in so many parts of the world that I've lived so many experiences that I can make comments on a broad, like what people would generally think of this topic. So growing up in Nigeria as a Nigerian and African child, majority of the people around you, especially in Nigeria, are dark. So you see some light-skinned people. You know, there's always like this generalization that Igbo people tend to be fairer or are more light-skinned, and of course you also see some dark-skinned Igbo people. And I remember as a kid, and whenever I hear people say the kind of comment you said the girl said to you, I'm not surprised, because I've seen people say that to me before, or I've heard it before. And we need to respect people's journeys. Right. I remember when I was a kid, when I was like 7 years old, I watched movies, and in my head I was like, I want to get married to an Indian lady because she was more fair, you know. Yeah. And that's because of what I see on media. See the way they portray people that look like me is not in a good way. Yeah. And when I even look at Bible stories, this comes back to like stories. When I look at Bible stories and I see an image of Adam and Eve, and I see an image of people in heaven, in a children's book, they don't look like anything that looks like me. So in my head, I'm thinking, am I even going to be able to be in this so-called paradise? Because God doesn't. It's true, because God doesn't even look like me. This is very hard for people to think. As a kid, yes, maybe your perception is different, but as a kid or when you were growing up, when you think of God, you don't think God in your own image as an African.
Yeah,
no. You think of God as a white person. Yeah. So, and it's the way the media and the way the world portrays you. So I'm not surprised when I hear such comments. And I'll give another example. When I was in elementary school, there were two twins. There were these twins in my class. They're identical, but one was lighter. Like they have all the same features. Like they looked exactly the same. The only difference was one was lighter and the other one was dark skin like me. Mm-hmm. And people will always comment and say, "Oh, the light one is pretty, just because she's lighter." And that really troubled me. I was like, "Wow!" And I've had friends, even like when I was in the UK, I've had friends, and because they're lighter skin, they feel like, they're like, "Oh, team light skin," and when they go to clubs, they feel like they'll get more female attention compared to somebody that looks like me. And in my head, I'm like, wow, this is really messed up. But most times I don't want to engage in those conversations because I've lost friends because of some sad conversation. Course. Yeah. So sometimes I just laugh it. I just see it as a joke and just laugh, right? Because in my head, I'm like, one day they will grow and they will end up, they will understand. You need to respect people's journeys. And sometimes you see African girls, or let me not say African girls. It happens with African girls and African men African men as well. Sometimes they'll be like, I want a baby with blue eyes and pink lips. And I'm not saying there's anything. I just want to say this. I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Let me make this clear. I think interracial relationship are beautiful things. I think a black love is a beautiful thing. You can fall in love with whoever you want to fall in love with. I just want to make that clear. Yeah. But what I struggle is when you put people down because of the color of their skin. So for example, an Asian friend of mine, we were talking, and he asked me, what kind of girls are you attracted to? And in my head, I'm like, I didn't even think about it. I'm like, I don't know, I'm not really attracted. It just depends if me and the person connects. But when I think back, all the girls I've dated, they tend to be darker skinned. So maybe somewhere in my subconscious, I'm attracted to dark-skinned girls. But I'm not going to say dark-skinned girls are the epitome of beauty, and if you're not dark-skinned, you're ugly.
That's true.
I'm never going to say that. So I just want to make it clear. Everyone you can have a preference. There's nothing wrong with having preferences. But what I struggle with is when you try to put other groups down based on your own preference. And the irony is always, especially if you're black, you're dark-skinned, and you're saying, I cannot date a dark-skinned girl. It tells me you hate yourself.
Yeah.
True, yeah, that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
I struggle with it. If you're light skinned and you see a light skinned person, I might just look at it as you're just attracted to something that looks like you.
Yeah.
But if you imagine a dark skinned person, very dark, and you're saying black girls are ugly, people that look like you are ugly, that it tells me that you don't have the self confidence. It tells me that
you have a
you
low
think,
self-esteem.
it tells me that you think you're ugly. So coming back to my Asian friend, was like, what kind of girls do I like? I'm like, I don't know, but I think I tend to be attracted to dark skinned women. And it goes to me, man, I like blue eyes, and I like white ladies, blah, blah, and this and that. I'm like, oh, cool. And I asked him why. It was his reason that troubled me. Not because I found anything wrong with him dating out of his race. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a beautiful thing. You connect with who you connect with. But when he said, I was like, why? I was like, yeah, man, blonde eyes and blue eyes are pretty, and Asian girls don't have that, and black girls, I just think black girls are ugly. No, and then he said to me, no offense. So, and in my head, I'm like, that means you think I'm ugly. Like, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything to him, but I'm like, you must think I'm ugly. Because your idea is anything black is ugly. And it's not his fault. It's based on what media tells you in even the Snapchat filter. Sometimes the face swap, and sometimes I do it with my friends, and then make my white friends, and their face changed to my face, and they're like horrified. They're like, oh, this is ugly. Me and you will never make a baby. I just laugh. It's true. So I just laugh it out. I'm like, some of them they say it in a joking way.
But they mean it.
Some of them say it. Some of them.
Oh, there's always a truth in the job.
Some of them say it in a joking way, and I'm like, I don't say anything because some people might see it as you're getting overly defensive. Mm-hmm. But the reality is, the world has a problem with black. Yeah. Black means you're ugly. And when you hear men, when you hear men, black men saying, oh, I can't get it. There's this saying like, the light-skinned woman is the Ferrari, and the dark-skinned woman is the Hummer, right? Everybody likes the Ferrari. You put light-skinned women on a higher pedestal. It's like, all she needs to be is light. But when you're dating a dark-skinned woman, it's like, oh, she better got a job, she better has a family, you start the list of high. She must not have attitude, she must have a job, she must be this, she must be that. But a light-skinned woman, she can just be like, I just need her to be like, so I can have some cute babies, you know what I mean? So it's like,
cute babies.
All those kind of things need to stop. Like, we need to really, really stop all those kind of, because at the end of the day, when the police show up, they don't care. They don't care if you're as dark as me, or they don't care if you're as light as whatever. All they see is you have that one drop in you. You're black. So it doesn't matter. So when people say things like, oh, we're all human race and all that, and I agree. Yeah. We're all one human race. But the reality, we have to come back to reality. Yes, I want to live in this world where race will not matter. But that is not our reality, and we have to deal with what that reality is. I can't, I've seen some, mixed people. They're like, I have black and white in me, so some of them say I don't identify with the black culture, black. Right. I feel white, and I'm not trying to say that's not justifiable. I can understand that, It's like, yes, you have white and black and white in you, but the reality is the world does not see you that way. The world sees you as black. Yeah. And some of them, the problem is they find it hard to identify with the black culture. It's like, why would I want to identify with a culture or a group of people that the world think is violent and evil and ugly? And so if I'm saying I'm black, it means I'm assuming that I'm ugly. Right. But I don't want to be ugly. So I'd rather more, if I'm mixed, some of them, I'm not saying all mixed people think that way. I'm just saying some of them that, they rather want to be more white, because the whiter the better. That's what the perception is. So a lot of them they see it as, like I said, we as black people, we always seek validation from white culture.
High five. Wait. You know what? Can I just say something? Yeah. It's funny how cornrows have been in existence since I was a little girl. I always put my hair in cornrows in school, like primary school, secondary school, and the moment Kim Kardashian started the so-called freaking box of braids I have been which my great-great-grandmother has been doing, the black girls started getting cornrows done. So what you said is totally correct. We seek validation.
What is seek validation from the white?
It all boils down to loving yourself as an individual. You know what I mean? we do Bantu knots, and then they start getting, let's say a white person does, like a white celebrity does Bantu knots, and then everyone starts getting Bantu knots. Black girls begin to love their lips now because Kylie Jenner has gotten like a lip job done. Like, I really don't get why I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes everybody wants to be black, except from actually being black. So there was a time when, you know, black girls were bullied for their lips, or black people were, you have white lips and black girls were bullied for having big bombs, and, you know, it's not that cute and blah, blah, blah. But now everybody wants to have their lips done, which is natural to black girls. Everybody wants to have massive boobs.
Yeah. I'm
not saying white girls don't have massive boobs and
no, they do.
So, yeah, they do, but I'm just saying it's crazy how everybody wants to have that black girl body, except from the actual skin color. They want to be everything, you know.
They want the culture.
They want the culture. They want everything. They want the package, except from actually being black.
Yeah.
So like it's just when the world, like when you hear people saying, whether it's a joke or whether it's things like, oh, because she's dark skin or because she's black skin, she's ugly or whatever, you need to correct them. And as men, we need to step up. We need to encourage our women, because I think society is doing something very, very,
just reinforcing stereotypes.
The cosmetic industry has made so much money of this of women and portraying false image of what beauty is. So we've always told, and that false image of what beauty is, you need to be light, you need to be skinny, you need to be this size, you need to be this, you need to be that. And we push them, we push them, we push them. And all we tell men is, you need to be successful and you need to have money. So it's not a surprise to me when you see men, whether they are black, whether they are white, whether they are whatever, when they become successful, what do you do when you have money? What do you do when you're successful? You want to purchase something that you think is good. And their purchase, when it comes to women, is what society has told them. The Ferrari or the Aston Martin. And what's the Ferrari? Light skin. She has to have this kind of boobs. She has to be this. So I'm not surprised when black men are successful. They go back to that idea of what's the epitome of beauty in society. The epitome of beauty in society is somebody not dark, somebody not.
What is the standard?
So they check it off their list. So they go for whatever they call that prices. So we need to change that. As black men, we need to. As long as your mother is black, so you must, except you think your mom is ugly. So as black men, we need, except you think your mom is ugly. As black men, we need to appreciate our women. We need to tell them they're beautiful, regardless of whether they have their weave, whether they have their makeup on or not.
Like, say you're beautiful.
We need to appreciate them, so they don't constantly feel the need of. I think what black men want is they want me to be a white woman, so I need to get my weave done. I need to do this. I need to do that.
We're gonna start appreciating the black women right now, starting in
cultural
this episode. Right?
Yeah.
We got a black women right here.
You're beautiful.
You're beautiful.
Thank you.
There you go. So we're gonna start going outside there and start encouraging our black women that you're beautiful.
So like just so I put it out there, so it's not like everybody thinks. I just want to say, I have nothing against interracial relationships.
Yeah.
I have nothing against light-skinned people.
You have nothing
against weaves. I have nothing against anything. All I'm just saying is, regardless of your size, shape, whatever, you're beautiful. Love yourself first. Don't put other people down based on because they don't fit your own criteria of what you think beauty is.
Thanks for sticking with us, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to comment down below, share with your friends, and do not take anything personal, okay? We will be bringing more videos your way, and bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.
Peace.